it will spoil the reputation of this company. People will not want to work there again, and that's what I feel. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Gloria, for that your feedback. Because all these kind of questions are kind of questions you receive whenever you're going for an interview. So all these are very important aspect of HSC, because when I was still in school, there was a session that they took on HSC, and it was more of a practical session. Because imagine the cost of accident or the cost of accident is cheaper than the cost of accident. Is it correct? Is it incident or accident? Accident is something that is currently maybe ongoing. Incident is something that must have passed. So the cost of you preventing an accident is actually cheaper than the cost of you trying to redeem your name or the reputation of the company as a result of an accident. So that is why the legal aspect of HSC is very critical, and the cost is also very, very critical. So, Gloria, thank you very much. I think one thing we will do at the end of this session is we have an HSC roundtable whereby we ask each mentee. We'll bring Ispo, Niboj, Ayush, and Osha. Will bring some representatives from the field directly, and we'll do an HSC roundtable. This HSC roundtable will be more like an interview preparation. So, for example, you going for an HSC role, these are the likable questions that we ask you during your interview. So, we want to make sure that we are not only training you in HSC, but we're also standing in the gap on how best you should answer an HSC questions if you intend on practicing HSC. So thank you very much, Gloria. I'll move over now to the third person, and the third person is okay. Your mentor is here already, so let me just wrap it up before I give it to your mentor. So I'll go over to Jamiu. Jamiu, what do you think the legal
Good evening,
aspect of?
everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. I'm enjoying this class already.
Don't put me for work. Yes, sir. I know, sir. I know you enjoy it. Why won't you enjoy it? I know. Okay, so Jamiu, can you go ahead with your own feedback on how do you think the legal aspect of HS is very, very critical in the industry?
Okay, thank you. My name is Jeremy once again. Sorry for the wireless traffic already. Traffic now. So I would say the legal aspect of HSE is important. One, to ensure that organizations ensure that all organizations they try to maintain safety in the organization by providing a safe working environment. When we talk about the ventilation, all the environment, the building, everything must be in line with HSE. So without the legal part of it, employer may decide to be as a mouth, not trying to spend much on the safety aspect of it, at least nobody to hold on to it. That is the first part of I think.
Hello, Jamie. I think we lost your message.
Hello,
Maybe you can.
hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you. Please, sorry.
So that is some part of the employer so that they provide a safe working condition for the employees to work. Another part is for to fight for employees' rights. Maybe whenever something happens, so that employee will not be treated in terms of accidents or anything, so they can stand up for the employee because each employer and employee have their own individual rights. Okay, so I think generally the legal is just to make everybody stay alert and to ensure everybody works safely to reduce accidents generally.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Jamiu. Thank you very much for bringing that up. I think there was a time where I was working in the field. You know, all this Lupeng, all these more of the workers activist. So, for example, you're working in a company and the company did not even provide you with PPE, you don't have the basic requirements to perform a specific job. You know, you're already at the you're already directly exposing yourself to unsafe conditions, and that alone is even an unsafe act for your company not to provide you the basic requirement to perform a particular job. So that is why the legal aspect is very critical to me. I see it as something that you are not supposed to even demand for a PPE before even performing a particular job. Basic, those are literally the most simplest thing your company can do for you, the provision of the basic PPE. But whereas nowadays people are working on site without the good or the appropriate safety boots, without the adapts, without the glasses, and just a little thing can cause damage to our body. And you understand that once any part of our body is damaged, our body is not what you can easily damage and you repair. It's not an equipment that you can easily fix. Maybe the pump is bad, you want to change the pump, or you want to change the choke, or you want to change the tubing or the jar, anything. Our body is our body. So that is why it's very critical that we understand the legal aspect of HSE, because if you don't know the legal aspect of HSE, it will be difficult for you to really know your rights or know how you should guide other people in the field. Imagine an HSE officer does not even know what legal aspect of HSE is all about, and you are leading people in the field. You are telling them, contractors, you are telling workers to do their work when you did not even provide them the basic PPE. So it's very important that we are sharing our opinions on the legal aspect of HSC. So now I'll move over to the fourth person. Sorry, I'm grasping for breath because I'm currently working and at the same time moderating this event. So it's just interesting. And so I'll move over to the third person, fourth person, Victory Oyisi. Please, can you unmute and tell us how you feel about the legal aspect of HSC? Do you think it's something we should consider? Do you think it's something we should even know as HSC officers?
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, so for me, the legal aspect is very, very, very important, and it is paramount to whatever we need as an HSC officer in the future. So the legal aspects we also build, especially when a company does things that abides by the rules, the ethics, it builds credibility and trust. If a company or an industry is known to always follow through with what is required of them, people will trust. People will trust that industry. People will trust the company. The employees, we trust the company. We say, okay, yes, this particular industry, they are credible in this. I know they don't compromise when it comes to the safety of their workers, this, that, and it also puts the company in check too, because that's why the laws are there, the ethics are there, the status quo is there. So if they don't abide by that law, or they don't abide by the ethics, they don't follow through with the requirements, of course, it depreciates their credibility. People will not trust that company. People will be like, this is what they are known for. But of course, getting our products will be zero. Nobody wants to get such products from that company or that industry, because they know that they don't put the safety of the consumers or the workers first before profits. So I believe the legal aspect is very, 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 very important, because it's what will save you and I, and it will save a lot of people too. So yes, and yes, just as we've all rightly said about the fact that the safety of the workers is very, very important, because they're the ones that will be working. Once a life is lost, people will start questioning, saying, they are not even taking responsibility. There's nothing. They are not doing things anyhow. Yeah.
people will not want to get employed into such an industry because they know that they don't take care of their workers there. So that's my own point of view. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Victory. So at this point, I will hand over to your mentor, please. I think I'm not an HSE officer. Please, let's welcome
Please
our
confirm you can hear me
mentor,
very well.
sir. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. That's wonderful. I'm really enjoying the class, but I just had to cut in because I have limited. I am I'm actually somewhere where I have limited time because of, so that's why I had to make use of this opportunity of the network I have now to continue the class. Please let me know if you cannot hear me and let me know if you can hear me. Please, can you hear me? Can I continue?
Yes, you can go ahead, please.
I hear you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. So this week, I gave you guys an assignment, and I've been seeing some persons dropping their assignment on the group chat and on the Google Class, and I really, really appreciate everyone that took out time to do the assignment because it's from the assignments that I'm seeing that we are really, really improving, and you guys are amazing. You guys are really, really you're encouraging me to do more, and I like that. Thank you very much for that. I also want to appreciate you for that. So today we'll be talking about hazard identification and risk assessment. So what do we understand by hazard? Anybody? Hello?
Hello,
Hello,
good
confirm you can
evening.
hear me.
Good evening,
Okay,
sir.
please go
Hello,
ahead.
good evening, sir.
Please go ahead.
Okay, a hazard is anything that has the potential to cause harm.
So what do you understand by hazard identification?
Hazard identification, it's like a plan in evaluating or sourcing for anything that can potentially cause harm in the workplace environment. So it's a process of eliminating, assessing, checking, and maybe eliminating anything that has the potential of causing harm to workers. Hello, sir. Hope you heard me, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. I said thank you very much for that. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much. So our learning objective for today is going to be, we are going to define hazards and risk. We are going to identify the main categories of hazards, most especially in the oil and gas sector. And we are going to apply the 5 risk assessment process. And I'm going to let it, I want us to follow a defined guidelines. So I'll be using NEBOSH guidelines to guide us on the 5 steps of risk assessment process. Are we together? We are going to explain the hierarchy of goes in details. Are we together? So we are also going to put hazards, explain the risk, and I'm going to give you a case study. You are going to go and spot these hazards and also come back for during our next class. We'll be able to talk about it. Please let me know if you can see my slides very well and if you can hear me very well before I proceed.
Yes, sir, we can see your slide and we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So first of all, thank you very much for that definition. So let me define hazard. What I have here is hazard is anything with the potential to cause harm. Like when we say anything, like anything at all anything that can cause harm is an hazard. Do you know that When we say electricity is an hazard. Why? Anybody? Why do you think electricity is an hazard?
Okay, because it has the potential to cause electric shock, electric burn, and other electrical consequences.
Amazing. So can water be hazard?
Yes,
Yes, it
sir. Water
can.
can be an hazard because it has potential to cause drowning.
Okay. And also in a situation where we have water on the floor, it has the potential to cause sleep, right?
Yes, sir.
And that same water may still not be an hazard, but it depends on the situation. So when that water now has potential to cause harm, it becomes an hazard, right? I want us to get the concept.
Yes, sir.
Am I communicating?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is what hazard is defined as. So now let's now go to risk. Risk is the likelihood that particular hazard can cause harm. When we now say risk, look at that electricity we are talking about. You know that electricity will not cause you harm if you did not touch it, if you did not go under the power line, if you did not touch probably a naked wire, right?
Yes, sir.
Are we together? Yes, because that's
Yes,
the
sir.
likelihood. Okay, so when we are talking about risk, I say risk is the likelihood and severity. That is likelihood, and you now multiply it by severity. That is risk. The risk of electricity to cause harm will now be defined as, okay, the electricity is an hazard. What is the likelihood that electricity will cause harm? It now depends on. That's why you now see that when we have wires, we now have that wire in another in cable. We now have those wire in we have a sheet that covers. We have an insulator on the wires. So what have you done? You have reduced the likelihood of that electricity to cause harm, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That is
Yes,
why
sir.
risk is likelihood and severity. So risk is likelihood times severity. You know that the severity of electricity, when you touch an electric current, when you touch a naked wire, the electric inside, the severity remains the same. It will shock that person and it can kill the person. So that means the risk is there, the severity is high. But what do you do to now know if the risk is going to be high or low? That's why we now multiply risk by severity, meaning that the severity of that electricity is there. But now the likelihood of that electricity to cause harm, you cannot reduce the likelihood or you can increase the likelihood. So when you just like when you are doing 2 times 3, the moment you remove 2 times 3 will give us 6. The moment you remove 3, 2 times 1 becomes 1. So that 3 now, what I'm trying to explain is that 3, let's use that 2 to be the severity. Then let's use that 3 to be the likelihood. So let's say we now reduce that 3 to 1. 2 times 3 that gives us 6 will now give us 2 times 1 will now give us 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Communicating. So what I'm trying to explain is the risk, how you increase risk and how you reduce risk. Because from the definition, risk is likelihood and severity. So one of the ways if you want to reduce the risk of something to happen, the risk of it means that either the likelihood, you cannot, the severity of, either you reduce the severity or you reduce the likelihood. So the likelihood of electricity to cause harm is now like when you now take electric wire, you now put it in you now shield it in you wear an insulated boots. So that means the likelihood of that electricity to get into your body has been reduced. When you can't even get contact, let's say the electricity wire is in a very far distance, what have you done? You have taking it away. That means it is now 2 times. Let's say the severity remains 2, right? I want you to get this concept. The severity remains 2, but now the likelihood of it, you have, the moment you distance it, that people cannot get in contact with it at all. Like it is not even in space. You have reduced the likelihood. So what have you done? You have reduced the risk. Is that understood? Or do you want me to repeat, to go back on that? Let me understand if you get what I'm trying to explain.
Understood from my end.
Okay. Any other person?
Understood, sir.
Okay, you get that, right? Amazing. Please confirm you can still see my slides.
Yes, we can see your slides, sir.
Okay. Am I visible to, like, personally, am I visible or was?
It's a little bit dark though, but we can still see you.
Okay. So now we are moving to the categories of hazards. This is energy mentoring. So I want us to tailor this thing so that we are all we are building safety professionals for the energy sector. So we are going to be tailoring a lot of our hazards and the hazard identification to the energy sector. Okay, so hazards, we have categories of hazards. One of the category, can anybody give me any category of hazard that you understand? Like, have you seen where hazard has been categorized? Well, let me list something like this. When we have electricity, when we have electricity, when we have chemical spill, when we have a chemical container, a chemical, then a wet floor, then when we have a moving object, what do you think from your own understanding, how do you think we are going to categorize that moving part of the object? That moving machine, the part of the machine that is moving, how do you think we are going to categorize it? Anybody?
I
Hello,
don't know
confirm.
if that
Okay.
could be categorized
Okay.
under
Okay.
physical hazard. Hello, hello.
Okay. Please go on. Please go ahead. Hello, go ahead, please. Hello, guys.
Yes, sir.
We can hear you.
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, I want to know if it is from my end or from the person speaking end. That was what I was asking. Please, when I ask question, please, I want you guys to respond to me on time so that I will know if where I am, the network at that point in time is not really stable, so I can move to a better place. That was what I'm asking. Is that
All
understood,
right.
please? Right, right.
Yes,
Thank you
Okay,
sir.
sir.
very much. Yeah. So that's I asked that question to know the level at which we are. Maybe if we have any prior knowledge to hazard identification and the categories. So what I'm saying is that we have hazard categorized into different categories. Are we with our pen there? I'll share the slide to us on the group chat later. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So hazard we categorize hazard into physical, chemical. We have physical hazard, we have chemical hazards, we have ergonomical hazards, we have biological hazards, and we have psychosocial hazards. What do you understand by psychosocial?
at psychosocial. I was like thinking maybe it has to do with hazard that occur as a result of maybe it was done maybe as a result of another person's mistake. That's how I understood it because of the social and that's mainly my own thinking. Sure. Maybe an hazard that happened as a result of another person's mistake or
Okay,
error.
okay. Yeah, it's not really. As you can see, what it means is that in health and safety, we are not just concerned about don't fall down, don't trip and fall. We have a lot of things because we understood that when we say safety is when we say safety, we say the state of mental health, physical. We use the word physical. Mental well-being is also part of the definition of safety. Like your mental well-being too. You get? So we are not just particular about just how you look, how it is physical. We are also particular about everything
So we
including the
can't really.
mental.
So the line is breaking.
So we can't hear you.
Are we together? Stop concentrating on what we are doing because we are now.
Yes, yeah.
Hello guys, confirm. Is it better now?
Yes, sir. It's better.
Okay, sorry about that. I didn't even know that the line was breaking. Please, where did we stop?
You're talking about safety. And also, sir, we can't see your slides.
Okay. I mean, where did I stop? Where did you get it last? The last thing that you get from me.
You were explaining about
Yeah,
safety, the state of the physical, mental well-being of the worker.
Okay. Yes. So I'm saying, so I was explaining that one of the things that affect, safety is not just physical. There are a lot of things that make people behave the way they behave. That's why in safety, we also have a branch of safety called the behavioral safety. Did you get that? So, sometimes when you do a work for too long, when you start when, say you are used to a particular routine, you just get to work, all you just need to do, maybe you have to think bored of that work, you start getting tired of it, to the extent that you don't even concentrate on what you are doing. Or let's say, as an engineer, always losing both, and you get to a point you are not even concentrating on what you are doing, and start environment. You get what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we tackle it's not just we tackle not just the physical things that affect the human being. That's the physical hazard. You also tackle the mental, the psychosocial hazards. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Please confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you, but
loud
it's
and clear.
breaking.
Network is clear.
Okay.
I didn't
So
hear you.
the physical hazards, types of the physical hazards that we have. Okay, I get now. So is it better now?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. It's better.
Please, the moment the network stop, please let me know so that please I'm sorry for the inconvenience. But I just want to be sure you guys are understanding what I'm trying to explain, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. But I'm audible enough, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir. You
yes.
Okay. So physical hazards, and like I said, we categorize hazard in physical hazards, chemical hazards, biological hazards, economical hazards. Then we now have the psychosocial. Psychosocial. So the physical hazards, we are talking about things that the physical things around, things that can be removed, that you can just like pick it up or you shift some. Example, let's say when there's a noise, let's say you are closer to a generator, then the noise from that generator, let's say somebody you have to work in a generator house, the noise from that generator is a hazard to you because it can affect your eardrum. If you stay there for too long at high noise over a period of time, you start having problem with your hearing. So that noise from the generator itself is not an hazard. It is the noise from that generator that is now the hazard to you. Is that understood?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
sir.
correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So another type of physical hazard is when we have oil on the floor, then you now slip. You know that when you have oil or water, the moment the water is on the floor and that water becomes an hazard. But the moment the water is in the tank, the water in that tank is not an hazard at that point in time. But the moment you puncture the water and the water
Sir, we can't hear you. The line is breaking.
on the floor, it becomes an hazard. So that water on that floor is an example of a physical hazard. When you want to, um, is it still breaking? I thought, is it better now?
Yes, sir, it's better.
This is serious. Okay, like I was saying, I said,
Hello, sir. We can't hear you if you are speaking.
can you give me
This class get
an
confused.
example of what you think can fall under a biological hazard?
Hello, sir, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir,
Yes,
we
sir.
can.
Okay. Please, I was talking. I don't know. Is it that I'm not audible enough, or what exactly is the problem from your
The line is actually
this?
breaking. Like sometimes
And then
we
for we
keep
can't
to
even hear. The last point we got
So
was when you were talking about water in a
that
tank.
means you guys were. That was where I stopped. But do you guys understand all I've been explaining? That's very important.
yes, sir, we understand up to the point of chemical hazard.
Okay, that is where I am. That's where I am. I've not gone past to there. I just want to be sure we are getting what I'm trying to explain. So, like as I was saying, you have can somebody give me an example of what you think can fall under biological hazard? Things that you know that are biological in nature and that you think can cause harm to us, that has the potential to cause harm to people.
Okay, viruses like the COVID-19
I can hear
virus.
you, sir.
Yeah, I'm saying viruses like the COVID-19 virus.
During COVID-19 virus, right? Exactly. So that COVID is now a type of is now hazardous, right? Please, that person should mute. That person should mute his or her mic, please. Please, who is that? Hello, thank you very much, Okiowo. Please, any other person that can give me any. Hello. I said anybody should give me an example of a biological hazard. After Okiowo have said his own, please, any other person. Hello. Hello, guys. Can you hear me? I was asking a question. Nobody was answering me.
Was not. I didn't.
Last time you were asking example of biological hazard. Then I said viruses, just like
Ex
the COVID-19 virus. For example.
COVID-19.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. A very perfect example, a very perfect one. I was asking any other person wants to contribute, any other person wants to add what an example of a biological hazard. Let's learn from them too. Any other person before we proceed.
So another example, but this one is more like in a like an hospital setting when the
Okay.
maybe a syringe that was used for an infected person for a particular disease and it was not properly disposed, then that same needle now pricked an uninfected person. There are tendencies that the
Okay.
person will get that particular virus or sickness. That's it.
Exactly. Thank you very much for that. So please, a round of applause for these two persons. That's awesome. Is my please confirm I am very audible so that I can continue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you can see my slides too.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry, we can't hear you again if you're speaking. It's like anytime you answer, we can't hear you and we answer yes, and then you just go off.
Yeah, same here. I thought it was my network, but same here.
Can I continue?
Hello, Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm speaking. Please,
Okay,
can,
please, can
can I?
you? Yeah, sorry, give me a minute. Can you stop sharing? Let me send you something for you to view.
Okay.
Okay, I've done that. I've sent it to your Zoom message.